first, and after some years he shall come on with a great army and abundant supplies. In those times many shall rise against the king of the south, and the violent among your own people shall lift themselves up in order to fulfill the vision, but they shall fail. Then the king of the north shall come and throw up a sledge work and take a well-fortified city, and the forces of the south shall not stand or even be his best troops, for there shall be no strength to stand. But he who comes against him shall do as he wills, and none shall stand before him, and he shall stand in the glorious land with destruction in his hand. He shall set his face to come with the strength of his whole kingdom, and he shall bring terms of an agreement and perform them. He shall give him the daughter of the woman to destroy the kingdom, but it shall not stand or be to his advantage. Afterwards he shall turn his face to the coastland and shall capture many of them. But a commander shall put an end to his insolence indeed. He shall turn his insolence back upon him, and he shall turn his face back towards the fortress of his own land. But he shall stumble and fall, and shall not be found. Then shall arise in his place one who shall send an exactor a tribute for the glory of the kingdom. But within a few days he shall be broken, neither in anger nor in battle. In his place shall arise a contemptible person to whom royal majesty has not been given. He shall come in without warning and obtain the kingdom by flatterers. Armies shall be utterly swept away before him and broken, even the prince of the covenant. And from the time that an alliance is made with him, he shall act deceitfully, and he shall become strong with a small people. Without warning he shall come into the richest parts of the province, and he shall do what neither his fathers nor his fathers' fathers have done, scattering among the plunderer spoils and goods. He shall devise plans against the strongholds, but only for a time, and he shall stir up his power and his heart against the king of the south with a great army. And the king of the south shall wage war with an exceedingly great and mighty army, but he shall not stand. For plots shall be devised against him. Even those who eat his food shall break him. His army shall be swept away, and many shall fall down slain. And as for the two kings, their hearts shall be bent on doing evil. They shall speak lies at the same table, but to no avail, for the end is yet to be at the time appointed. And he shall return to his land with great wealth, but his heart shall be set against the holy covenant. And he shall work his will, and return to his own land. At the appointed time he shall return and come into the south, but it shall not be this time as it was before. For ships of Kittim shall come against him, and he shall be afraid and withdraw, and shall turn back and be enraged and take action against the holy covenant. He shall turn back and pay attention to those who forsake the holy covenant. Forces from him shall appear and profane the temple and fortress, and shall take away the regular burnt offering. And they shall set up the abomination that makes desolate. He shall seduce with flattery those who violate the covenant, but the people who know their God shall stand firm and take action. And the wise among the people shall make many understand, though for some days they shall stumble by sword and flame, by captivity and plunder. When they stumble, they shall receive a little help, and many shall join themselves to them with flattery. And some of the wise shall stumble, for that they may be refined, purified, and made white, until the time of the end, for it still awaits the appointed time. And the king shall do as he wills. He shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak astonishingly things against the God of gods. He shall prosper till the indignation is accomplished, for what is decreed shall be done. He shall pay no attention to the gods of his fathers, or to the one beloved by woman. He shall not pay attention to any other god, for he shall magnify himself above all. He shall honor the God of the fortress instead of these, a God whom his fathers did not know. He shall honor with gold and silver, with precious stones and costly gifts. He shall deal with the strongest fortress with the help of a foreign god. Those who acknowledge him shall load. For those who acknowledge him, he shall load with honor. He shall make them rulers over many, and shall divide the land for a price. At the time of the end, the king of the south shall attack him, but the king of the north shall rush upon him like a whirlwind, with chariots and horsemen, and with many ships. And he shall come into countries and shall overthrow and pass through. He shall come into the glorious land, and tens of thousands shall fall, but these shall be delivered out of his hand. Eman and Mosa, and the many parts of the Amorites, he shall stretch out his hand against the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape. He shall become ruler of the treasures of gold and of silver, and all the precious things of Egypt and Libya and Christina shall follow in his train. But news from the east and the north shall alarm him, and he shall go out with great fury to destroy and devote many to destruction. And he shall pitch his plate tents between the sea and the glorious holy mountain, yet he shall come to his end with none to help him.
So we're talking about a great battle with many different generations fighting it out and Babylon falling.
Except for the last line, you're exactly right. I don't know.
Oh, Babylon falls.
Okay.
How could it not? When so many people are fighting over it.
Okay. That's a very good point. Whatever happens, it's a mess.
It's a huge mess. People are doing whatever they want to do. No one's following anybody's God.
Yeah.
And they're just doing it themselves.
I'm going to draw a lesson from this for us today.
Oh, yay.
I don't think that's the way you should talk about it.
Joseph?
Yes? Just give you the... Okay. For you people, for all people who are in churches, and all churches have their politics and their blah, 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 like families, you know? Take a deep breath sometime and say, look, this too shall pass. It was my mother's favorite line. When things would go bad, we had some rough times when I was young, and she would say, this too shall pass. Well, that can be said here. And it can be said in your life and in the way things are. These things shall pass. And it's not that we should just sit around and ignore nor reality, but you can do something about it, but do it in such a way that you understand that this too shall pass.
Or not take such a laid back attitude. You can see what's going on in the world, educate yourself, and on the knowledge of what you find out, make a decision. Do I support this? Do I support this? Do I support this? What am I going to support? As far as not financially, but as morally. If you feel something is going wrong, don't do it. Don't buy it. Don't give into it. Whatever that is. There's so many things going on behind our backs that so many choose to close their eyes to today, that this is why this is going on. Because we choose to turn the other cheek and not care. So educate yourself. If there's something that you don't like, figure out where it's coming from, figure out what's going on, figure out who's behind it, and don't support it financially. Don't buy it. You know, whether it be an object, whether it be food, whether it be whatever it is. Don't buy into it. Figure out, educate, and be aware of what's going on this planet today. And take everything and start reading on your own and educating yourself and saying,